This plant is Abelia grandiflora, Glossy Abelia, and it's a large evergreen or semi-evergreen shrub. In most areas it's going to be evergreen. If you start getting down below 20 degrees, then it's going to be semi-evergreen and drop some of its leaves. But in most cases it's going to be evergreen. So what I want you to know about this plant is it's got a nice kind of arching habit. You see it here on the side of a slope, and it's quite large. These are probably 8 feet tall by 8 feet wide, maybe a little wider, and they're not really appropriate for a lot of residential applications because of their size. And you're going to see in a video that's to come that if you put it in the wrong spot and you end up having to prune it, now you're going to turn it into a very different looking plant. And that's one of the things to be very careful of, is if you don't have room for an 8 by 8 shrub, then this is not one you should be selecting. But what I like about this is its nice arching habit. Also, it gets covered with these white flower clusters in summer, especially late summer around August. It's really covered with a lot of flowers, and that will last into the fall. I think it's good for large commercial applications. You see a massing of it here, and in that case you can use it for screening, but just make sure that where you use it, it can handle getting as large as 8 by 8. I would say that this is fairly drought tolerant. This planting you see is in an area that really, I think, the water's been shut off to it, and these plants are doing fine. This planting's been here at least 15 years that I'm aware of, and they get little or no summer water in a hot inland area. And they also are deer resistant. I've seen this used in a lot of deer areas and it's been fine. So no guarantees, but worth trying in deer areas, as are most of the Abelia family. So I'd say this is a good plant for when you have a large space and you need some evergreen background or screening type of plant. And if you're going to use these in groupings, I'd say plant them about 5 to 7 feet on center and then stand back and let them go. You're going to see in a following video what happens if you don't have enough space, and how the pruning ends up kind of ruining what's beautiful about this plant. Here's an example of Abelia grandiflora where they use these as a screen along a road. And again, this is an example of using a plant that's really too big for what was needed. And I want you to see what's happened is the maintenance company has topped these. You see the topping angle, and you see the cuts here on, and they just left the dead debris laying on top. And this whole massing along here has the same issue. And over there they did it with xylosma. The reason I'm showing this is because this is on plant design, and plant selection is critical to good design. And in this case, these plants are too big. In my opinion, the designer just chose the wrong plant, and you want to make sure that you understand the mature size of these and plan accordingly. So this is how you would expect the same plant grouping to look without the pruning that you saw. This is taken just months before the film that you just saw, and you can see how you have the nice natural look of this plant without being topped because it was too big for the space.